It is a pretty terrible game, but I have save states and speed up, which makes it a lot more bearable. They just have so many monster designs just made to annoy you, and there's nothing you can do about it, which doesn't actually feel like despair. It's just very fucking annoying. Because if you wanna put monsters in where you can't do anything about, but then you design it in a way that annoys the players, you have to use it very sparingly. For example, like Mr. X that follows you. There's nothing you can do about him, but he walks around slowly, and you just adjust your playstyle to just walk around him. That's fine. But imagine if there are 4 Mr. X's. Never seen someone complain as much as you? Yeah, that's probably because you just enjoy slop. And you can't even put into words why you don't enjoy something. Because you don't have the brain capacity for critical thinking. Yeah, and the general consensus of this game is some ass. The game design of this game is fucking terrible. I think the problem with this game is really just, they need to polish it and change the parts that are just there to annoy the player. It is some ass, yet you play it and you still complain about it over and over. Yeah, def not slop content. What's the point you're trying to make? Are you getting defensive because I made fun of you because you said something stupid? Like, what's the point you're trying to make? I want to know. And the fact that we're all here enjoying this being a terrible game. You remind me of that guy that's like, you know that stickman drawing of a bunch of people sitting around a TV going like, yeah, we're having fun. And then one guy is standing at the back going like, stop having fun! Even if you're making fun of it, stop! Yeah, then how come you're complaining about complaining? Aren't you also being a pussat bitch? Doesn't sound to me like you're enjoying it. Alright, so here's the problem with someone like this, is they don't understand nuance. They do not understand nuance. People like this is what you gotta watch out for. There is only black or white. There is no gray. They do not understand that you can enjoy something and have fun with something even if it's terrible. This person, dude, like, I clocked him. Remember, I fucking, from the first message this person typed in chat, I clocked the shit out of him for not having critical thinking. That they do not have the brain capacity to understand. And there's no point in continuing this conversation because, like I said, they are genuinely too stupid to understand. So there's no point.
FR, when you argue with an idiot, nobody wins.
No, you know why it's fun to argue with these people? Because I know that it will bother them. When it's not enough that you call someone a fucking idiot. When you really stick the knife and twist and you describe why they're stupid and they can't even comprehend it, they're gonna think about that for days. They're gonna think about that. It will be a little nail in their head that they'll think about. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna remember them, but I know they will be bothered. See, the fact that they're saying yes, I'm really bothered is another point. Because if you're truly not bothered, you would have left the stream by now. You would have been like, yeah, whatever. But remember, out of all the people that I have cooked in chat, they have always said that. They always go like, oh, I'm not bothered. Yeah, I don't care. I'm still here. I'm still laughing. It's like, okay, I know your type. It's very easy. Trust me. I have to read chat and read people for a living. You begin to clock these people just from the first sentence that comes out of their mouth like that. It's that easy. Remember that guy? Oh, remember that time that one small streamer raided me and I told them to fuck off because they have Funko Pops, and then I baited the exact response out of them that I expected? Oh my god. That was when I was playing Baldur's Gate. It was during the Act 2. I remember that. I think the context was oh, yes! He said, yes. It was, he said he couldn't raid my stream because raids are turned off on my stream for under 5 people. And then I was like, oh, I have a feeling, I didn't say this, but I was thinking, I have a feeling I know exactly what kind of small streamer this is. So I taunted him. I said, oh yeah, because I don't give a fuck if you only have 5 viewers. What are you gonna do, cry? And that's exactly what he did. He cried. He was like, I can't believe there are real famous people who are working in the movie industry that are more famous than you'll ever be. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, damn, I fucking clock your shit. Frame 1. I was like, yeah, I know this kind of small streamer, man. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Why do you what kind of projection is that? You think I'm trying to be the next Jason Momoa? I'm playing Silent Hill 2 on the PS2 on fucking video gaming streaming. You think I'm trying to be a next famous Giga movie star? The hell? People are so funny. Like, people are entertaining like that. Especially when you know exactly what buttons to press. I mean, it's also along the same lines of why, maybe it's a little bit psychopathic of me, but when I notice someone struggles with eye contact, then I'll go out of my way to stare at them while talking to them. Because it's fun. People are so fun. Real life is the best RPG immersive game you'll ever experience. Yeah, trollering. I think you truly experience life on a new level when you realize you can just have fun with things like that. Remember that time someone got PTSD from me playing Among Us? Oh my god! Yes! I do remember. Okay, I don't even know what to say. Like, I feel like, okay, I'll give you the context of the situation. So it was some streamer lobby Among Us, and then I don't remember whether or not I was the imposter, but basically I was going like, yeah, no, like, it was not there, bro, like, whatever, you know, doing the usual Among Us stuff. And then this girl was like, oh my god, that was like really traumatic. I got PTSD from an abusive relationship from how she talked. That was so weird. And I was like, what the fuck? It's a fucking Among Us lobby. Did you want me to use a tone indicator before I talked? What the fuck did you want from me? Yeah, that is a you problem. That is not a problem with me. That is a problem with you. I don't even remember who it was. Nor do I give a fuck, honestly. That was crazy, dude. I don't know. If you know who it is, don't say it, because then you guys don't harass her. Don't be weird. I don't think you guys will, but still. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like I do talk in a more aggressive manner than usual, but I think you shouldn't be taking it that personally. It's really not that big of a deal. Was the girl serious? Yeah. I remember checking the VOD to be like, oh, I don't know if I like seriously hurt her feeling, whatever. And she was serious. She was serious. I don't fucking know, man. I'm not mad at you, but I think you're the imposter. If you are, we're going to have to vote you out. Also, I'm gonna put a trigger warning in my chat. I'm gonna pin the comment. So we're playing Among Us tomorrow. Trigger warning, gaslighting, manipulation, suicide, emotional manipulation. If you're not comfortable with any of these topics, please don't watch the stream. I want this to be a very safe space. Which in itself is not making fun of safe spaces, but it's making fun of the fact that people are overcompensating for things that you do not need to have that energy towards. Yeah, and then cut to me, diva down. Diva down. It's fucking ridiculous. Good vibes only. People love being victims. Watch out for 39 Daph. She's very problematic. I played an Among Us game with her, and she was gaslighting me. The tone she was speaking in reminded me of my abusive husband who beat me. I don't even know what you call that, honestly. The gaslight gatekeep girl boss. If you're that sensitive, you shouldn't play Among Us in the first place. Yeah, probably. But, unfortunately, for those kinds of situations, even if you were to say, yeah, that was really fucking stupid, do you know what those people who are against you would say? They would say, oh, so you support mental abuse? And then you just kind of don't have a rebuttal for it because they've completely strawmanned the shit out of it. So you're just like, okay, well, You've already made up your mind. Like, there's nothing I can say about it. God, I totally forgot about that Among Us thing. That is so funny. That's what I mean. Like, some shit will be like earth-shattering for someone else, and I don't even remember it happening, because I'm just vibing. What happened after? Nothing. I just don't think I ever played with them again. I don't even remember who it was. I think it might have just been like a mutual lobby and people were inviting everyone, all sorts of people. Wait, what did that? Wasn't there someone else that said something about me? Oh yeah, spreading misinformation about suicide and mental health or depression. And I was like, hey, here's all the VODs. Could you point out exactly where I did that? And then they never responded. Which is funny that it happened twice. The first time it happened was like a year or two ago, and I remember because I was like, it was so stupid. I don't remember who it was. I just remember someone saying, hey, remember when you bullied a suicidal person in your chat? And I was like, oh, when did it happen? They said, oh, it was during a stream when you played this game. So then I was like, here's the VOD. Can you tell me exactly which timestamp this happened? And then they never responded. And then I looked through the VOD myself. There was nothing. There was nothing. So then my theory was, this person definitely typed some stupid shit in chat. And then I was like, you sound like a fucking moron. Go fuck yourself. Never type in my chat again. Get the fuck out of here. And then they happened to be suicidal. And then they were like, oh, Daph wants suicidal people to die. And I'm like, I didn't even know you were suicidal. I was only making fun of you because you were stupid, not because you were suicidal. Because I don't know how else you can make that jump to that conclusion and take it so personally for something that happened months ago. It wasn't even like a recent VOD when they said that. What even is suicide misinfo? I have no idea. But yeah, so the person that was like, yeah, Daph is spreading misinformation about suicide and depression. That person, that was more recent, and it was a VTuber fan, so I think it had something to do with the VTuber drama. Which, consists of, you know, a lot of very, very smart individuals who want to go east gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. Very specific type of, group of people. Which is so, it's also even funnier because I don't have beef with anyone. If someone has beef with me, that's not my problem, that's their problem. Like, I don't have a problem with you. You don't even have a problem with me, you have a problem with yourself. Be for real. Yeah, you have the problem with the idea of me in your head, literally. Don't call me out, I can't play the victim. I have to play the victim. How did they manage to hate the fanfiction they wrote about you in their head? They wrote it. Usually it's because when it comes to like nonsensical hate, you know, what is that Megan Thee Stallion line? It's like, ask a bitch why she hate me, she can't give you a reason. It's kind of like that. When you don't like a content creator who hasn't actually really done anything like sexual assault, grooming, harassment, coordinating bullying or whatever. You don't like them because you just think they're annoying or whatever. But then you can't tell people that you think they're annoying because that's not good enough of a reason for people to join your cause and rally behind that reason. So you have to find something that you can cling on to them for and then say that's the reason why. It's literally that meme that's like when that one online personality you don't like for being annoying finally gets outed and you have a legit reason to dislike them. Because it's perfectly normal to be like, hey, I don't like this person because I think their streams are annoying. That's whatever. I think it's more pathetic to try to like, I don't know what the term is, to try to seem like you're justifying some very, justly reason, like, oh, I don't like her because of this, and then it's like, you look up the source of what that is, and it's made up. Or it's some kind of weird fanfiction. Like, damn, if you don't like someone, just say you don't like them because you think they're annoying. It's that easy. You don't have to come up with a fake reason. It's like that one person who was a very dedicated hater of mine that was here a few weeks ago and was individually messaging people that were actively chatting in chat. And they were saying, hey, I don't know if you know, but Daph is actually really problematic. She's actually deeply racist and has, in multiple occasions, have been very problematic. Like, you know, that kind of tone and language that they're using? And then you tell them, hey, like, show me what's the thing. Oh, she called Redditors no purpose flower 2 years ago, and then made fun of them. So they know what they're doing. They know that when they use that kind of language, that kind of like twit longer problematic call out language, they know that elicits a more reasonable response from the other person that they're trying to rally than to say, oh, I don't like her because I find her annoying and she made fun of people who has Asian fetishes or whatever, you know? So it's a technique that terminally online people do. Yeah, they don't have the balls to say it outright. No, it's also that they know if they say it outright like that, without dressing it up, people would dismiss it and be like, okay, well, that's fucking stupid. So that's why when you see things like that, when someone is like, oh, did you know that this creator is actually deeply problematic because this is this and this? But then you have to apply your critical thinking, and if there is no proof or whatever, and it just seems like it's a third-party person just saying that the vibes are off, there is so much to unpack with that it's just like, okay, this person just wants to create a narrative. Unfortunately, it's gonna be impossible for the general audience to know whether or not, like, what's really going on behind the scenes. But when you read something like that, like, always have some reason to doubt. Always have, what was that called? Like, reasonable doubt. Why even give a shit? People have enough shit going on in their lives. Because these people are not normal. The kind of people that go out of their way to do these things and make these kinds of threads and make these kinds of comments are not normal. That's why online literacy is important, yes. And they're counting on people that that don't give these kinds of posts any thought. They, like, you read a tweet or something that says, hey, just letting you know, Super TF is actually really problematic, and then someone will be like, oh, why? What happened? Well, he thinks that the tragedy of 9/11 is not serious, so he actually supports terrorists or whatever. You know, that kind of language is the kind of language you have to watch out for the most, because people will weaponize that to say the weirdest shit because they have a narrative to push. For what reason? They're mentally ill. Because who really gives a shit about that? When it's such a nothing burger. It is the most nothing burger thing. 9/11 is nothing yet. You guys are practicing that Twitter accent. Good for you. You guys are learning it. That's why the people that react emotionally to those kinds of things always tend to be the stupidest people. Because they're the ones falling for it. No, I'm not supporting... I do not support what happened in 9/11. I do not support the tragedy of 9/11. No, I don't support the bridge collapsing. But that's why I sometimes make fun of small streamers, because they're very guilty of that. Obviously not all small streamers, but it happens in small streamer circles a lot. Like, for example, I know there's a small streamer that literally broke down crying because a bigger streamer unfollowed her. Like, straight up broke down crying in tears. And I fucking age-bowled when I heard that. Who are these people? Twitch is most, like, 0.001%, probably even less than that, of people or streamers that you actually know. And then 99% of it is small streamers and fans. There's a Genshin streamer that didn't get invited to a party that cried like a baby for 2 hours. Yeah, something like that. I mean, there's also a lot of stories of usually smaller streamers not getting invited to certain opportunities and then making a shitstorm out of it. Or they did get invited and they're very entitled about it, or in trying to get things done their way, and if it's not done their way, they throw a fit. entitlement. And then another thing, like another part of this phenomenon is also which is probably gonna get even worse now, because you know how there's the news of now raids count towards CCV requirements for partnership. Did you know that there are a lot of small streamers circles that get mad at each other if they raided someone and they didn't raid them back, and then they'll be like, I raided this person and they didn't raid me back. Like, I was expecting to be able to make genuine friendships, but blah 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 blah, like that. Clint got that so much of the speedrun community, yeah. It's shit like that. That's the tweaking that I'm always making fun of, because it's fucking funny. It is not that serious. What was I like as a small streamer? I mostly kept to myself. I didn't really do much with people. It's fun to hear about it. It really is. And I can imagine it's interesting for you guys to hear this tea, because you're kind of hearing it from the other side. I'm not gonna lie, one of the reasons why I don't raid people that much, especially smaller streamers, is because I don't like being raided by streams that are bigger than mine. Because I don't like when their community of nasty people who don't know how to behave get in, like, engulf mine who know how to behave. So if I feel that way, I don't want to risk the chance of sending all of you bitches to somebody and going like, yabba libido, you know? Like, it completely takes over the chat, and I don't want to fuck with them. I don't want to fuck with that. So yeah, that's kind of why, because I don't like it. That's why I just send you guys to animals or something. It creates a moderation problem. Yeah, it just kind of puts you in an awkward spot. I don't know, whatever. Like, I remember one time Ludwig raided my stream when I was playing Mario Sunshine. I ended my stream immediately and then turned it back on like 5 minutes later. That was a few years ago, I think. Yeah, and then when Ninja raided when I was playing Machine for Pigs, and I remember this because it was memorable in the sense that he raided me. It was a fat raid, and I said, oh, okay, thanks. Anyways, Machine for Pigs. And then there were a few people in chat that was like, that's it? That's your reaction? Like, react harder. Unironically telling me to react harder. And I was like, well, this is fucking weird. None of the people there want to watch me play Machine for Pigs. Go away. I don't want that audience. Shoo. Yeah, why is he even allowed? I thought he's not allowed. I'm surprised his wife even let him raid woman. Isn't that like cheating or something for him? Well, maybe times are different. That was a few years ago. Maybe things are different now. I don't know. My braless streamer brings me thousands of viewers. Unasked for. But then you know what I've gotten really good at? The small streamer Twitter accent. What? So you're being ungrateful that thousands of viewers could... You know thousands of viewers could literally change someone's life? Did you know that? Some people have to live like paycheck by paycheck to their small streams, and you're just throwing it away by not supporting them. How's my small streamer Twitter accent? There are starving children in Africa that could have used that raid. John would have even more stories about small streamer Twitter. This is awesome. John's just saying, if you're trying to do streaming, stay far away from small streamer Twitter. Yeah, I can see why he would say that. What's considered a small streamer? I think anyone under... Well, to me, I consider everyone under 1K a small streamer, if you want a definite definition. But even though that's kind of like it's like an exponential... I don't know how to describe it. Like, if you have, if you have like 10 viewers, you're ahead of what, like 95% of Twitch or something?